Hello students, I am Sayyada Khan and today we will be learning Chapter 2, A Gift of Chapels, Part 3. Students, do you remember Part 1 of your text? Well, let's do a quick recap. Mrudu is a young girl who lived in Chennai with Tapi, her grandmother, and Tata, her grandfather. One afternoon, Tapi takes Mrudu to her aunt Rukmani's house to meet her cousins Lalli, Ravi and Meena. Ravi drags Mrudu to the backyard to show his hidden kitten. They discuss that the elders always tell them to be kind to animals, and when they do so, the elders scream. Ravi names the kitten Mahendran Pallava Punai. According to Ravi, his kitten Mahendran is a descendant of the Mahabalipuram Rishi cat. Suddenly, Mrudu hears a creaking noise. On finding out, she comes to know that Lalli was learning to play the violin. Now let's see what happens in part 2. Students, today we will be reading part 2 of the lesson. Before we start reading, let us first see the meanings of few words. Here we have got the word awkwardly. The word awkwardly means inconveniently or clumsily. Then we have got the phrase jutting out. Jutting out means extend beyond the main body of something. The next word is glided. The meaning of the word glided is moved along smoothly. Next is veshti. Veshti means dhoti in Tamil. The next word is, after veshti we have stumbled. The word stumbled means followed haltingly. Now let's move on to the next page, students. Here we have the word deranged. The music master is wearing a ring. Now let's move on to the next page. We have got the word snooze. The word snooze means to take a short sleep. After snooze we have got the phrase kept my body and soul together. Kept my body and soul together means managed to stay alive. Then we have got the phrase fed up, which means tired and unhappy. So students, today I will be explaining you the lesson till side, S-I-G-H-E-D, the second last paragraph on page number 24. So students, please listen to the explanation and to the reading carefully. Mrudu crept up to the window. Lalli was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring. I told you the meaning of awkwardly, students. The meaning of the word awkwardly is inconveniently or clumsily. She was holding the violin clumsily in her hand. Her elbows jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. Again, the phrase jutting out means extend beyond the main body of something. Jutting out. In front of her, with most of his back to the window, was the bony figure of the music master. He had a mostly bald head with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. Students, hear the word fringe. The word fringe, it means a part of someone's hair that hangs over the forehead. And the word tuft, the word T-U-F-T, tuft, it means a bunch of hair held together. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck. Students, can you see a gold chain gleaming? Gleaming. The meaning of the word gleaming is to shine brightly. So a gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck. And a diamond ring. Students, can you see? A diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. Students, can you see a diamond ring? It is glittering, shining on his hand as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold-bordered waistry edge. Students, can you see in this picture? A large foot stuck out from beneath the gold-bordered waistry. Waistry means dhoti in Tamil. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold-bordered waistry edge, and he was beating time on the floor with a scrawny big toe. He played a few notes. Lalli stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless and unhappy in her hands. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. It was like the wheels of a train, fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along as Ravi said. Mridu stared at that huge, beringed hand. Student, the meaning of the word beringed is the music master was wearing a ring, beringed. Mridu stared at that huge, beringed hand moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. Squawk! There was Lalli derailing again. Amma! Came a wail from the gate. Amma, oh! Ravi, send the beggar away, cried his mother from the back veranda, where she was chatting with Tapi. He has been coming here every day for the past week, and it's time he found another house to beg from. Pati explained to Tapi. Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. The beggar was already in the garden, making himself quite at home. Students, the phrase quite at home means to make oneself comfortable. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk. Apparently, student, the meaning of the word apparently means slightly. I repeat, he had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze. Students, the meaning of the word snooze is to take a short sleep while he waited for the arms to appear. Go away, said Ravi sternly. My party says it's time you found another house to beg from. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. The ladies of this house, he said at last in a voice choked with feeling, are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. I cannot believe that they would turn me away. He raised his voice. Amma, Amma, oh! Sad his wail might be, but it certainly wasn't feeble. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly and came booming out of his mouth, with its few remaining teeth stained brown with beetle chewing. Ravi, tell him there's nothing left in the kitchen, called Rukmani, and it's not to come again. Tell him that. She sounded fed up. Ravi didn't have to repeat it all to the beggar. What his mother said had been easy for them all to hear. Under the neem tree, the beggar sat up and sighed. Students, the meaning of the word sighed here is to take a deep breath. So students, I hope you have understood a little part of part 2. Thank you students for being with me. In the next video when I come back, I will read out the last paragraph on page number 24. So please be ready with your text. When I come back in the next video, we'll continue with part 2. Thank you for now students. Goodbye.